for fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Ready to do this thing on a Tuesday, Mr. Drew Brees? He's an NFL first ballot Hall of Famer. Breaking news, if you didn't know that. Oh, boy. Boy, breaking news, if you didn't know it, the weather outside is gorgeous. It's a rinse and repeat. Get outside and enjoy this stuff. 62 degrees right now. Mostly sunny. Just a perfect day. You could wear long pants and long sleeve shirt, even like a sweater, and you wouldn't be hot. You could wear shorts and a t-shirt and you wouldn't be cold. It's absolutely perfect out there. What do they call this? The old timers, Chamber of Commerce type weather. Do we still have a Chamber of Commerce?
I'm pretty sure New Orleans and Baton Rouge both do. Yeah.
We do?
Yeah.
I know we got Greater New Orleans Inc., New Orleans and Company. Yeah, I guess we have a Chamber of Commerce. Anyway, it is a Chamber of Commerce type day. That's Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latin X. We keep it politically correct on this program. You know, a Latino is a male, a Latina is a female. So to call all Latinos is terrible. And there wasn't one Latino on planet Earth complaining about it, but there was this hyper woke liberal crew, just super woke, loony left. Oh my goodness, we have to defend the Latina that doesn't need defending. Let's stick our nose in some business we have no business sticking our noses in. The world of the Latinos in America. So they come up with Latinx, and that pretty much was, I don't know, a dumpster fire. That was pretty much Claiborne's Avenue after Napoleon just shut down. Sewage and Water Board working to fix the water main break at Claiborne in Louisiana, much larger than they thought. Some parts of Uptown getting the boil water advisory cleared. Most places have it cleared. South Claiborne's heading downtown at Napoleon closed, and it may be until Friday. You know, even when they patch some of that center lane with the blacktop, it immediately sunk. And then you see like water leaking out of it. It's like, guys, you can patch the street all you want, but when there's a water main break below, the water basically clears out any soil or dirt or rocks that are underneath there. And then there's just a big hollow spot, and vehicles that weigh several tons, including big trucks and especially like 18-wheelers and the like, box trucks loaded down, they will collapse the street, causing a sinkhole. So, yeah, maybe this is a positive in disguise. They'll end up fixing the street right, fixing all the pipes under Claiborne's. So when they actually blacktop it, it's good for a while, for as long as the blacktop lasts. Not within a few weeks, a sinkhole emerges underneath the road and it collapses again. Anyway, if you're heading down Claiborne's towards the CBD, you're going to have to go left or right on Napoleon, go broad, and I guess get off at Poydras, that exit ramp on the Broad Street overpass over the I-10, or head over to LaSalle and head in that way. President Trump's State of the Union address tonight. Some reports are out that it's going to be north of 2 hours. That's just a long, long time. Donald Trump could play 18 holes of golf in 2 hours and shoot 65. He won the club championship supposedly the other day, shooting 6 under par. Donald Trump could not shoot 6 under par if he played from 100 yards out on every single hole. Literally. Donald Trump could not shoot 6 under par on 18 holes of golf if he teed up 100 yards from every hole, including the par 5s and par 4s. Just not happening. Just crazy talk. 3 data centers coming to Shreveport area. Amazon, $12 billion. We're getting a lot of these mega data centers in Louisiana. Conservative voice Brian Haldane's going to join us in less than 10 minutes. Got a slew of topics, including these data centers and Cassidy and Trump State of the Union, Trump hockey team snafu, Trump Supreme Court ruling on tariffs, the 10 Commandments, Fifth Circuit ruling, conservative voice Brian Haldane. We do it every Tuesday at 4:20. Stick around for that. Dorothy Prevost, the mother of Tessie Prevost, has died. Tessie Prevost, Gail Etienne, Leona Tate, they were the McDonough 3, integrating McDonough 19 school the same day that Ruby Bridges integrated Franz Elementary. Ruby Bridges caught most of the attention for decades. And then in the last 10, 15 years, this McDonough 3 have been getting their due. But I've always said this for like the last decade when Lucille Bridges was still alive. That's Ruby Bridges' mom. I'm not saying anything negative about Ruby Bridges, Gail Etienne, Leona Tate, or Tessie Prevost. But it was their parents that really did the brave stuff. It was their parents that deserve a lot of the recognition. Yes, these girls integrated the schools. They were 6 years old. I think Ruby Bridges talks about thinking it was like Mardi Gras because there were so many crowds around the schools. And girls, some of the other girls, the McDonough 3, talk about how terrified they were, how they did it for several years. I think it was actually Tessie Prevost, who died a few years ago, her mother passing away today or yesterday, saying how she was relieved to finally not have to handle that burden because she was just getting abused and teased relentlessly for years. Had to have traumatically affected those girls for the rest of their lives. But when they first went in at 6 years old, you know, I'm not downplaying what they went through. I just mentioned they were probably traumatized as time went on. But their parents deserve so much credit. And like Lucille Bridges has nothing named after her in New Orleans is insane. I don't get it. I really don't. How do we miss the ball on that one? How do we miss that one? I mean, there should be a Lucille and Ruby Bridges street, school, park, all kind of different stuff. Ruby Bridges has like a park named after, I think, in Washington State. In California, there's some monument outside of LA. I mean, it's just crazy. In New Orleans, nothing. Nothing for the McDonough 3 or Ruby Bridges. I don't get it. I really don't. And the parents, how are the parents just ignored on all of this throughout the years? Like, it's all about the little girls, which the little girls deserve it all. But the parents deserve at least equal recognition. They were the ones that allowed their daughters to go integrate these schools. Just mind-blowing. CD Consulting is at it again, and this is a good thing. I welcome this. So should every Louisiana person, especially those that are fans of Louisiana shrimp, the shrimpers themselves. They've been out and about. They went to Covington, going into restaurants that claim to serve Louisiana shrimp. If you walk in Lebanon's Cafe, I picked up a to-go order today from Lebanon's Cafe for lunch. Right on the door, we serve Gulf shrimp. Right on the front door, right by the open-close sign, right there on the left panel of the front door. It's a double front door. We serve Louisiana shrimp. We serve Gulf shrimp, it actually says. Now, they went to Covington. Pretty good score. I mean, as good as it gets with this CD consulting company. 87% claiming they're serving local shrimp were. 21 of 24. One of the three was not claiming they served Gulf shrimp or Louisiana shrimp. They were claiming their shrimp come from Ecuador. The other two lied. The other two restaurants lied. So 87%, that's like tied for New Orleans and Slidell. 87% telling the truth. Tampa, Florida, you do not want to get a shrimp platter in Tampa, Florida, or any shrimp dish that claims it's local shrimp. 96% lying. 96%. 42 out of 44 restaurants tested saying they serve Gulf shrimp, local shrimp, were lying in Tampa, St. Pete. No bueno. Don't get shrimp there, huh? Don't get shrimp there. Hey, Art and Eyes on Magazine. If you need prescription glasses, you need prescription sunglasses, you need regular sunglasses. Over 4,000 different frames to choose from. A staff that's singularly focused on helping you. And this is a positive. Trust me on this, with so much junk from China out there, including name brands that you love, name brands that you trust and love, made in China. They're junk. Most of them. No, name brands you won't recognize at Art and Eyes. But when you touch, feel, put on, see the quality, feel the quality, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Art and Eyes on Magazine. If you need prescription eyewear or a great pair of sunglasses. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Google them. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Gorgeous day. Take the phone or the tablet with you outside. Listen or watch the show outside and enjoy this weather. Conservative voice Brian Haldane joins us next. Lots of topics coming your way. Corey Johnson with you. You're on the neutral ground.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe. Some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
Yeah, you right. Tuesday afternoon edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Every day this show is brought to you on radio, television, social media by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, home of the big store Lamarck Ford, home of the #1 Lincoln dealership in Louisiana, Lamarck Lincoln, and right across the parish in Elmwood, Lamarck Crescent City Ford, your commercial truck, van, SUV dealer. You own a business, you need a vehicle for that business, Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Yeah, every day this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and Lamarck Crescent City Ford. It is a Tuesday. It's right around 4:20. That means conservative voice Brian Haldane joins us. What's up, Brian?
You know, 420 means something completely different for a lot of people out there, Corey.
Well, I wasn't going to say that you're pulling bongs right now.
I better not be. I'm on the way home from carpool, man. It's gotta keep it straight.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Although Mardi Gras Day, Mardi Gras season, I was going to post the video and I just didn't. I'm waiting for a friend of mine, your cousin actually, by like Magazine and Napoleon, and it just reeks of weed. And I'm just like, wow. And I look down and there's just,
man.
What's that?
It's everywhere. I was in New Roads for Mardi Gras Day, and you could smell the weed in New Roads.
Come on. You could smell weed in New Roads.
If I'm lying, I'm dying, dude. It was like not by the reviewing stand, but when you got a little bit further down the road, there was a definite pungent weed going on up in what is that, Pointe Coupee Parish.
Yeah, honestly, I don't care that people smoke. Seriously, it's medical marijuana is legal. Smoke all you want. I was in New York about a year ago in Manhattan. I've told this story a bunch. Just reeks of weed on the street of Manhattan. I'm just like, can't you weed smokers like go inside or go and sit in your car, park, not running and driving? I mean, I almost think it's sort of this overt thing, like he, I'm smoking and I'm smoking in public. He, almost like a proactive thing to like, again, I'm not some nerd or, geek, but also you can eat paint chips, lead paint chips for all I care. Just, I don't know why you have to smoke weed in public, but for Mardi Gras is different, I guess. Yeah.
And I'm not the anti-weed guy either. All right. Enjoy yourself, enjoy life. Enjoy whatever's legal. That's fine. It's just everywhere, though. I would imagine this is what it was like with the cigarette smoke in the 70s.
Oh, no, exactly. On the back of the plane in restaurants, no doubt. We just got used to it. Right. I'll never forget, speaking of New York, Brian, they had outlawed cigarette smoking in bars and restaurants way before everyone else. And I went up and visited a buddy of mine who lived up there, New Orleans guy. I'd go up there like every 6 months, 9 months. Probably went up there 20 times and visited him. And we go in this bar, and they had just enacted the law. And I swear, my first thought was like, man, this doesn't even feel like a bar. Where's the cigarette smoke? Like, I was so used to it that I felt it was part of a bar. And without it, the bar was too clean and generic, and you got to pipe in some smoke or something. So, yeah, we get lulled into getting used to crappy stuff even.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. How was your Mardi Gras?
It was pretty good, man. I got no complaints. Great weather, great crowds. I found it pretty easy to get around. I got lucky for parking just about every time I had to park. Great police presence, no incidents in New Orleans. I mean, for me to enjoy it was great. Not being selfish, but just me. My Mardi Gras was great, but also my love of the city and being civic minded. I'm glad that the city pulled it off in just a fantastic way.
Yeah, it was pretty great overall. I did make it into the city for Toast Sunday. That was pretty awesome.
It's pronounced Thoth.
Is it now?
No. No, it's
I actually had somebody along the route call it Toth. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You're missing it on both ends.
Old Thoth. Yeah, exactly. I remember my early days in sports talk radio. This is like mid-90s. I think I said Kayleen for K-Line because I didn't know the old baseball player. I didn't know who he was. And
yeah,
boy, I got abused on that one.
I mean, look, he wasn't around in the early 90s, so I'm not going to hold you accountable for that.
Poa Anua was another one for Pebble Beach Greens. Poa Anua, I said. And
Poa Anua.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looked like on paper, and then I just got railed for that one.
That would be the equivalent of pronouncing Okeanos.
Yeah, you got to – it's always best to get the correct pronunciation before you go make a fool of yourself. I learned that about a month into sports talk radio early in my career.
Yeah. Well, God bless the YouTube, so you can just, look it up now.
That along with Us and We. About 2 weeks in, Bruce Weber at Channel 2 called me, stop saying Us and We. Do you punt for the team? I'm like, okay, Bruce, no, I don't. Got it. No Us and We.
But we're all here. We're all part of the fan base. I don't know. I'm torn on that one. I catch that one a lot because I refer to LSU as us a lot.
Yeah, but
we're all invested.
Yeah, but then it makes you biased,
I don't care.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, like play-by-play voices, some of them say us and we, some of them say, they name the team. I always name the team. I'm not part of the team. And I want to, my goal is to be fair and objective about it. I think that's what the fans want. Nothing burns me up worse. I mean, like they'll criticize like Jeff Duncan or one of the local sports writers like, well, what do you want him to be, a fan? You want him to be a fan like you? You go to the bar room and you talk with your buddies. There's your fans. You want the sports media to tell you like it is. I was listening to what was a show I was listening to on the radio. It was unbelievable to me. They literally, Tyler Shuck was on a national podcast and said how he had a back injury. And this local show is playing the podcast interview. Like, do your own show. Just lazy, playing a podcast that anyone can listen to on their show. And then afterwards, these two show hosts say, locally in New Orleans, we knew about the injury. Shuck and the Saints didn't want us to say anything, so we kept it quiet. I almost wrecked the car. I'm like, really? So you knew about the injury of the team you're covering, and you didn't let the fans know the injury? I mean, that's some of the worst journalism ever. You don't work for the team or the fans.
I mean, look, I'm all about the us and we thing, but that's a different ball game altogether, Corey. That's like, did Gail Benson sell a team to Mikhail Gorbachev? Like, that's behind the Iron Curtain type of stuff.
That was crazy. I mean, these guys readily admitted it. We knew about the injury. Shuck said, don't tell anyone. The Saints asked us not to say anything, so we kept it secret. I'm like, wow. That's probably not what you want to admit.
No. Yeah, even if you did know it, don't admit it.
No, he had like a back bruise or something. Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx, is about to chime in.
That's funny because that's kind of the inverse of what happened with Nussmeier. Like, they didn't want to say anything, but everybody was talking about how he was injured, and then he did turn out to be injured.
Yeah, but I think everybody knew he was injured.
But LSU was trying like hell not to get it out. Yeah, exactly.
Kelly sort of pseudo-acknowledged it, but not officially. But, that's a little different. That's like Sean Payton, where he got in trouble with the injury report. And then he started putting everybody like hair number follicle 319's got a split end. He's getting a little crazy with it. You ready to get into this, Brian?
Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, before we do, how can folks check you out on the radio in the morning in Baton Rouge and then on social media? And how can they follow you on social media?
Talk 107.3 FM if you happen to be in Baton Rouge. Download the Talk 107.3 app if you're not. Or if you just hop on Facebook, the show is live on Facebook every morning at Talk 107.3's Facebook page. As far as me on social media, at Brian Haldane on Twitter is my home base. You'll find me via my name everywhere, but for the work end, it's mostly Twitter. Everything else is kind of personal.
Hey, Brian, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals here in New Orleans, some consider the most conservative court in the land. They ruled in favor of the Ten Commandments, sort of. They basically were vague about it, saying like, we don't know what the placard's going to look like. We don't know what this display is going to look like. We don't know where they're going to put it necessarily. And they just said, so they green lighted it per se. My opinion is I don't think it's going to last. I think it's unconstitutional. What are your thoughts?
Haven't we been down this road before, Corey? Hasn't this been shot down before?
Oh, yeah, shot down and then appealed and shot down and appealed, yeah.
Well, no, not just with Louisiana. I'm talking like nationally.
Yeah, Kentucky, like in 1980, I think, in Kentucky, and even in Louisiana, like a decade ago, 15 years ago, when somebody wanted to put a Ten Commandments monument on the Capitol lawn.
Yeah, but so my whole thing is, if this makes it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, I don't understand how the U.S. Supreme Court could shut this down when, if you look above the entrance of the U.S. Supreme Court, you will see the Ten Commandments.
Why is it there? Why is it on the Supreme Court?
Because they're the first accepted group of laws.
It has nothing to do with religion. It's just like there's a bunch of examples of laws like the Ten Commandments on the Supreme Court. It's not exclusively that. So it has nothing to do with religion or America's based off of Christianity. It is strictly an example of laws.
Correct. And with that in mind, why shouldn't it be posted in classrooms?
Well, because it's a religious,
okay, then with that in mind, why is it posted on the Supreme Court? I mean,
because the Supreme Court has a bunch of others, Brian. It's going to open the door where the 7 tenets of Buddhism, Muslim tenets, Judaism, the spaghetti monster.
Supreme Court?
Wait, what's that?
They don't have the 7 tenets of Buddhism on the Supreme Court.
No, of course not, because the Supreme Court's not doing it as a religious thing. They're doing it strictly as an example of law. And there are a bunch of other examples of law on the Supreme Court building. It's not just the Ten Commandments. So it's opening the door of classrooms where you'll have a bunch of other things on the wall besides the Ten Commandments. It's kind of an all or none type of thing.
Okay, then let's make what we hang in the classroom just a big picture of the front door of the Supreme Court and what's above it.
Then I think they would be like, we want the left door that has these other examples of law and the side of the building and all the other examples.
I mean, I don't understand why it's good for one, but not. And here's the thing, though, Corey. I don't think it's worth the fight. We're expending so many resources to get this done, and we're using my Lord and Savior as a pawn in a political game.
No, I think it's political theater, 100%. Hold that thought. We're coming right back. Brian Haldane's with us, conservative voice. Don't move, New Orleans.
This Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, insagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
This is a hell of a lot easier than when I delivered pizza in New Orleans. What the hell? We're all just blocking the street. We're all just blocking the street. Come on, I gotta deliver this pizza. We're all just blocking the street. Screw it. We won't stop blocking the street. Yeah, stop blocking the street.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Yeah, you're right. Stirring the pot. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Conservative voice Brian Haldane's with us every Tuesday. No, Brian, I think there's a big difference. I think on the Supreme Court, it's up there with a bunch of other examples that have nothing to do with religion, just like the history of laws in mankind. And that's one of the many. And in Louisiana, it's about, they're disguising it as that, but it's obviously about religion. But it doesn't matter if they're disguising it or not. My point is, it's all or none. So if you're going to put the 10 Commandments up there, it opens the door for Corey's words of wisdom. And if I and granted, taxpayers aren't paying for the placards. You know, I think it's private individuals, but you did bring up a good point. Like Liz Murrell's spending time on it, the state's spending time, their attorneys, they're paying that or dealing with it. So I think it's, political theater. And I agree with you. They're using your God, my God, a lot of people's God, Jesus, Christians. They're kind of using this as political fodder.
Yeah, I understand the argument for it, and I can get on board with the argument for it. It's just at the end of the day, it comes down to, is this worth the fight? Is this the hill we're going to die on?
No, but that's why I think it's total political theater. I mean, in Louisiana, there's a lot of, we got in New Orleans, there's a bunch of loony left woke folks that are hardcore left, extreme. Yeah. And in Louisiana, you have the flip side. You have wacky right, evangelical types that love this kind of stuff. So this is Liz Murrell and Jeff Landry just appeasing and placating their base. They can't go wrong. If it wins, they win. If it loses, we were the ones that were trying to get it done, by golly, So it's a win-win for them.
No, yeah, I'm there.
All right, good. I like that. And I like your points. And I like that when we don't agree all the time. I mean, I think if you and I agree all the time, it'd be Corey Haldane or Brian Johnson. It would, we'd be morphed into one person.
No, I don't even agree with myself all the time, Corey.
You what?
I don't I'm getting a lot of other audio bleeding in. Wait, there, it went away. Okay.
Oh, good.
I don't even agree. I don't even agree with myself all the time. I mean, I will change positions from time to time, and this was one of them. Where at first I was like, "This is just stupid. We've been down this road before." But the more the arguments made against it, the more I could see the argument for it, and round and round we go. So.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was telling somebody about like relationships. I'm like, you don't agree with yourself all the time. You beat yourself up because you ate something bad, or you weren't disciplined and didn't take care of work, or whatever it might be. So it's like in a relationship, yeah, you've got to give because you don't even line up with yourself 100% all the time. And no, in our business, I think that the number one thing is listening and being able to, change your mind if you don't want to be inconsistent. Like Brian on Monday said red, on Tuesday he said green. Wednesday was up, on Thursday he was down. But major points that you have a belief in, someone convinces you otherwise. I'll give you an example. I wasn't for the National Guard coming to New Orleans in the beginning, and then talking to law enforcement and people more knowledgeable than me, and their points of like Corey, they're not policing, they're not arresting people, they're not investigating crime. They're basically walking the beat, and it frees up the NOPD that are, scarce. They're not enough of them. And it frees up Troop NOLA to be proactive and go chase the criminals and arrest them and investigate. So I was like, that makes sense. And I pulled a 180 on that, went from being against it because I thought it sends a bad message to tourists and conventioneers that we're a crime-ridden city, to being totally for it. And look at the Mardi Gras results. So no, changing your mind, I think, is part of our business. Just, you don't want to be flaky and do it all the time.
No, but you got to have the humility to know you don't know everything so that you have room to grow.
No doubt. No doubt.
Which I think we lack. Like overall in society, I think we lack that. I'll give you a perfect example. Is this carbon sequestration? Man, the more I learn about the actual science behind it, the history of it, the more I'm on board with it. Meanwhile, my party is running away from it. And at the same time, so is the left. I don't understand that bolting from it. The more we learn about the science end, and the more we learn about the history of it, it has become more of a political fight than a science fight.
Yeah, I think it's, the possibilities of tainting water supplies, things of that nature, aquifers, things of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the way it's projected to be done. They're going to be safer, and it's safer than one accident in the last 50 years.
No, you're right about that.
In the last 50 years.
It's kind of like the BP oil disaster. It's like, the argument was BP doesn't want a disaster any more than we do. It's like, yeah, but they're in it making money, so they might cut corners. It has to be properly regulated, obviously. Not over-regulated. Obama shuts down deepwater drilling. Not under-regulated, where Cheney and company just let BP, the inmates run the asylum. So I think it needs to be properly regulated. I mean, I'll tell you a quick funny story, Brian. Like Covington, North Shore, you know that area well. Very conservative. And it was a lot of, drill, baby, drill, Sarah Palin, drill, baby, drill, ha, 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 laughing about it and, not thinking about it, just the thing that sizzles, the bacon on the hot skillet, drill, baby, drill. Point made, nothing else to discuss. And then they wanted to do some fracking in Mandeville. And these hyper conservative folks that were drill baby drill all of a sudden became like tree hugging liberals. No. We don't want fracking in Mandeville. It could damage the aquifer. I mean, they just turned into hyper liberal environmentalists overnight, from drill baby drill to no drilling.
Yeah. The old not in my backyard.
Exactly. The left and right, when it affects them directly, they tend to change their minds sometimes. Hey,
oh, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
I tell you where we're going to start to see that next is with the data centers popping up all over the state.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of torn in a way. Like I love it in one sense. It's like Meta's coming to Richland Parish by Monroe. Richland Parish, one of the poorest parish counties in the United States. And it went from like 20 billion to like 30 billion. It's this massive facility, but they drink the water like it's nobody's business. They absorb, they eat up the energy like it's nobody's business. They only employ a few hundred. You'd think 20, 30 billion, it's going to employ 5,000, and it doesn't. And that's a little concerning. Also, I mean, I hate to say this, it's like, why are these massive facilities coming to like Mississippi and Louisiana all of a sudden? Like, so I'm kind of torn a little bit, but also We need the jobs. We need the investment. Michael Heck from Greater New Orleans Inc. was like just the message to around the country, like Meta is in Louisiana, Amazon's in Louisiana. It sends a strong message, but I'm a little torn. I don't think it's, it's like the sequestering of the CO2. It's not perfect. It's not ideal. It's not white collar jobs in a downtown building. It's not that.
No, it's not. But at the same time, with the carbon sequestration, I mean, we could fight it all we want, and we probably will end up, getting a lot of it shut down. And meanwhile, Texas is right next door to us, and they're clamoring for it. They're begging for it. So we can watch Baytown 2.0 be built up again. But with the data centers, though, what I'm liking about them, Corey, and yeah, it's a lot of billions of dollars worth of investment for minimal direct jobs and next to minimal indirect jobs. But they're getting better as they go. Like the strain on the grid that was supposed to be at Richland Parish, turns out Meta is building out all their own electrical generation. So there's not going to be a strain on the grid there. And now with the one coming, the Amazon coming to Bossier and Caddo, 3 campuses for this data center, which I find fascinating. They're not going to have the cooling problems that we've seen. It's like every time out, every iteration of it, they learn a little something to make it better.
Yeah, I heard Energy was building the plant for up in Richland, but we'll see how that works out. The one positive I can say, it could be billions in tax revenues.
Yeah.
It's
which builds schools.
Yeah, no, exactly. Fixes sheriff departments, builds roads and infrastructure, lures in other jobs, economic opportunity. No, the taxes could be enormous. So let's hope all that works out and that they don't gobble up the water and the energy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll watch it play out.
Yep. I think like the Hyundai steel plant's a little better get.
Oh, very, very much so. And the residuals for that are going to be awesome. River Parish's community college already broke ground on a training facility specifically for Hyundai.
Wow.
Like, yeah. It's like you can go to River Parish's community college to major in Hyundai. I mean, and that is going to have, spillover effect to whoever wants to come in next.
They did that place right. I mean, that big building you can see off the I-10 is impressive.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Yep, it is. That's going to, one day we're going to look and go, you remember, Brian, that building just sat by itself and it's going to be surrounded by a bunch of other buildings.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Hey, Trump's State of the Union tonight. I don't know. There are rumors that it could be north of 2 hours.
Yeah. For the love of, okay, as a Republican, I want to lock up as many Republican seats in Congress and the Senate as possible this fall. And this is the biggest platform to sell the Republican platform possible. And he's going to talk and talk and talk until he loses every viewer out there. Who was it first said? I think it was Winston Churchill first said, I've never heard a bad short speech. And I don't know that he can keep it under 90. If he keeps it under 90, I think it's going to be good for the Republican Party.
Yeah, it'd be nice to keep it about 45 minutes. But yeah, supposedly over 2 hours. We'll see. Bill Maher last week said they just need to get rid of the damn thing, Republican or Democrat. He's like the Speaker of the House comes out and announces like the king's coming. And then everybody glad hands him and shakes his hand like they've never seen him before.
Wow. I'm on a completely different platform there, man. I love the pomp and circumstance of the State of the Union. I love the call to let's glorify the fact that the president is constitutionally required to bring us up to speed on what's going on.
Yeah, let's just do it in 15 minutes and move on.
Sure that he's not working completely behind the curtain.
I like kind of like my show sheet. I've got 10 topics or something on there, but it's just I don't have everything written out. I've got just bullet points. Make it bullet points and ad lib and get through it in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, yes, shorter would be better. I agree that shorter would be better. But I do like the fact that it's an event. And there should be some reverence to that body, some reverence to that building, some reverence to that podium.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. The door's been open now where liar and, Democrats are going to yell stuff, not show up because it's a Republican president. The opposite would be happen if it's Democrat. Conservative voice Brian Haldane's with us. We're coming right back. More coming your way.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
At Lamarck Lincoln, ownership isn't complicated. It's effortless. With a one-on-one brand specialist every step of the way, we strive to ensure every guest experience is nothing less than elevated. You'll understand why it's more than ownership. It's membership. Visit Lamarck Lincoln at Williams and I-10 in Kenner. Give us a call at 504-238-4800. That's 504-238-4800. Or visit us online at lamarcklincoln.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
'Cause I'm the Fence Man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Thoughtful conversation, common sense.
Chemtrails! Chemtrails!
Corey Johnson.
You better watch out for those chemtrails. Hey, this segment of the Neutral Ground brought to you by Kiefer and Kiefer. If you have a real claim, you have a real legal problem, a real legal issue, and you need a real lawyer that can deliver real results, Kiefer and Kiefer is for you, a New Orleans law firm for decades, committed to their clients. Find out more, KieferandKiefer.com. Conservative voice Brian Haldane's with us. Brian, the Supreme Court ruling on Trump's tariffs, basically saying, you can have this economic emergency designation. That doesn't mean you can have sweeping tariffs without congressional approval. I mean, I guess if you're Donald Trump, you just rename them something, huh? Like fees or something like that?
Well, this is what I don't understand about the Supreme Court ruling, and I talked to an expert on this on my show from the R Street Institute out of Washington D.C. Who broke it down, and basically his whole takeaway from the Supreme Court ruling was, let's make this whole thing a shell game. Yeah, you got to shut down the tariffs that you've imposed, but you can, of course, have economic sanctions to completely shut down trade with the country. That's apparently fine, but taxing them a little bit, juicing them a little bit to raise the cost is not fine. somewhere for some reason the middle ground is not okay, but the extreme option is. And then meanwhile, leaving the option open to just tariff everything by 10% was open on the back end for some reason. I don't quite grasp the whole shell game that is this from start to finish.
What's the problem with Congress approving it?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because you're never going to have the votes.
Well, no, I mean you can if I mean there are a lot of things that Congress approves
directly.
I mean, pretty much isn't it set up for the president just to come up with the ideas and Congress approve them or not?
Yeah, in an ideal world, yes, but you're never going to have the votes across the board because of the pork that comes back home to the individual districts. And this would be reverse pork, but it would be a matter of you're not going to have the votes because it affects somebody's job back home.
Well, I mean, on controversial things,
by this directly.
On controversial things for sure, but Congress passes a lot of initiatives that the president, both Democrats and Republicans, happens
But the problem
all the time.
with what Congress has done since Smoot-Hawley, which was what, the 1930s or something? Ever since then, everything they've passed has led to this level of ambiguity where Congress won't take a stand to say one way or another. They pass with, legalese and legislation that just can't be, clearly interpreted.
I think, I think Trump says a bunch of stupid stuff and can't control his mouth, and he's his own worst enemy a lot. I don't think the hockey team thing with the women was one of them. Am I missing something? Well, he said, the men, I'm inviting you to the White House. Oh, and I better invite the women too. You don't want to leave out the women. And it was thought of as some misogynistic comment. I just think he was just making, let's be realistic. Men's sports are dominant and women's sports are secondary. And women know that. You can sit there and want them to be equal and all that, and in tennis, God bless, I guess it was King who did it, who got equal pay on the tennis tour, but those sports are a little different. Women's tennis is almost watched as much as men. And if it's a better final, it might be watched more, but 99% of all other sports, people would rather watch the men than the women. I don't make the rules, just how it is.
When the women got an invite, they respectfully declined, but they got an invite. I think you just said it best right there, Corey. He says enough stuff to legitimately get mad at. If you're on the left, he says enough stuff to legitimately get mad at, to where you don't have to be on the hunt for things to find new ways to get mad at him. Just give him a minute. He's going to say something that's going to tick you off.
No, exactly. It's like he said there, THERE instead of EIR, or didn't have apostrophe RE on the end. It's just really? This one's a little over the top. Exactly. Focus on the real stuff. Hey, I kind of changed my tune. Speaking of changing my tune, I still think Letlow's the favorite, but Democrats are going to vote for Cassidy, right?
You point me to the Democrat that's, okay. So he's got to get past May and June. If he gets past May and June, sure. This election is going to be over with the Republican closed primary. So, yes, if Cassidy survives the primary, he's a shoo-in.
Now, doesn't he just have to come in second no matter what? Letlow can get over 50%. It doesn't matter.
No. He's got to win the Republican primary in order to be on the ballot in November.
I thought it would be so. Whoever wins the primary is the single Republican on the ballot.
That is correct.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I thought it was Letlow and Cassidy would both be on it.
November ballot where the plurality wins.
No, I get that. I just figured both would have been on. I get what you're saying now. So yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. You're right.
So the ballot in May narrows it down to 2.
And she doesn't need to get over 50%.
Not in May, but then they'll go head to head, and let's say it goes 40 for Letlow, 40 for Cassidy, 20 for Fleming. Well, then it's Cassidy and Letlow in a runoff in June.
For the entire thing, or just
nomination for Senate?
For the Republican nomination.
Right.
But then if Letlow wins, there's still a race where everyone votes for the Senate seat, right?
Yes, but at that point, Cassidy will no longer be on the ballot.
Gotcha. Understood. Yeah, no, I had it backwards. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then never mind. I'm sticking with Cassidy. Doesn't have a chance again. Sorry.
Well, even with the stock market stuff, even with the late reporting of 210 stocks where she made money.
Yeah. No, and coupled with what you were saying a few weeks ago, the dinero that Cassidy continues to raise.
Yep.
I just think the liberal let low spots aren't gaining any traction. I might be wrong.
No, but at the same time, though, she's not responding, which is alarming a lot of her base. It's alarming a lot of the people that are supporting her. They're getting to the point where, just some off-the-record conversations I've had, they're getting to the point where they're getting frustrated with her inability to respond or unwillingness to respond.
I almost think it's like, do you respond to that since it's so absurd?
I'm with you. I'm just, don't shoot the messenger.
No, I hear you. No, I hear you, Brian. And you're in touch with these conservatives a lot more than I am, obviously. Brian, any final thoughts till we do it again next week?
I mean, are we tailgating for the State of the Union tonight? What are you throwing on the grill? Like, how do you prep for this speech, man?
I think I'm going to hot yoga or something tonight for the State of the Union.
Kiffin I said hello.
He goes at 6 a.m., I think, and in Baton Rouge. Hey, Brian, a pleasure, man. See you next week.
Talk to you soon, brother. Later.
Yep. Now I'll just be checking out the highlights on social media and newscasts of the State of the Union. Don't think I'm going to watch too much of that. Maybe the first few minutes if I catch it in time. 5 o'clock power hour next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
5 o'clock power hours upon us on this gorgeous Tuesday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. But first, Hall of Famer Drew Brees. Yep, it is New Orleans. Chomp, 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 chomp. 62 degrees, mostly sunny, gorgeous day. Get out and enjoy it. Sun doesn't drop out of the sky till about 6 o'clock. The days are getting longer. The days are getting longer now. Boy, that November, daylight savings, whatever, standard time, whatever the hell we do, fall back, that sucked. And you walk outside at 10 after 5 and it's dark, almost depressing. No, we're inching back towards that, late May, June, where it'll be light until after 8 p.m. That's nice. Anyway, mostly sunny, gorgeous day, a good hour left of sunlight. Get outside, go take a walk, go do some gardening, walk the dog, get outside. I don't know, you could probably knock out a little tennis or hit some golf balls at the range, that type of stuff. You better head to 504 Golf because City Park Driving Range is shut down. Getting it ready for this summer's LIV New Orleans tournament in late June. The new City Park Driving Range is going to be nice. They have totally resodded it and drained it. Nice greens, hitting targets. To the right of the facility, like in between the right side of the facility, the right side of the parking lot and Wisner, they've taken over that grassy area and have installed a few greens and sand traps for short game practice. No, really nice. You can putt. You can putt over there now. You don't have to go to the green across the street by the South Course. So, the driving range getting a few $1 million in upgrades. And the City Park Golf Course, they're going to tweak a few things for the LIV tournament. I mean, the obvious stuff is narrowing of the fairways, growing the rough thicker, and speeding up the greens. That's all going to happen. But I believe on at least 2 holes, if not 3 or 4 holes, they're adding an extra tee box. They're going to extend. And from the tips, the course is already about 7,400 yards long. So by the time the LIV guys tee off out there, it'll be like the tips at the TPC. It'll be like 7,600 yards long. At least 2 tee boxes being added and possibly as many as 4, like extending the course, making it longer. And again, the narrowing of the fairways, the growing of the rough, and the speeding up of the greens. I love folks that play City Park South and they're like, the pros will tear this course up. Yeah, they'll tear it up from where you play. Yeah, I mean, I play from the blue tees. Yeah, they'll tear it up from 6,800 yards. You're right. But from 7,400 with fairways a lot more narrow and the rough grown a lot thicker, they're not going to destroy that course. We'll see. 4 rounds. I in my mind, I don't think they're going to get to 20 under or better after 4 rounds of golf. I think the scores will be like a 15, 18 under, something like that, hovering around 20. But, the courses on the PGA Tour that are kind of obnoxious, they're too old, they can't lengthen them, they can't make them tougher, where the winner's 25, 26, 27 under. I don't think that's going to happen for the 4 rounds of the LIV in late June. We'll see. Hey, speaking of weather, I'm Margaret Orr. 58 when we wake up tomorrow. It'll peak out at 73. Thursday, 64 to 76. Friday, 60 to 74. Saturday, 58 to 75. Sunday, 57 to 76. Next week, lots of 60s and 70s. Essentially, it's lots of 60s and 70s. Lots of 60s and 70s for like the next week, week and a half. And the 70s are like low to mid 70s at the highest. So just some absolutely fantastic weather. I don't see any 80s out there. I mean, we hit like 83 a few days ago. That was Es Loco. Speaking of Es Loco, the Sewage and Water Board working to fix that water main break at Claiborne's and Louisiana. Some people in Uptown, the boil water advisory's cleared. Same within the French Quarter, but I think there are a few isolated spots where the boil water advisory is still in effect. South Claiborne's heading downtown at Napoleon is shut down. When you hit Napoleon heading downtown, you either have to hook a left and beeline down Broad, I guess. Maybe the Poydras exit off that broad elevated, bridge over the I-10 to get downtown, or head to the right and maybe take LaSalle, like the extension of Ferret, to downtown. Or you can head over to like St. Charles Avenue or whatever, Britannia, Magazine, Tchoupitoulas, and the like. President Trump's State of the Union address tonight. The rumor is it's going to be over 2 hours long. Ouch. Hey, you've been running heat a lot lately. Now you're going to need the air conditioning. You might be running heat overnight and air conditioning during the day, literally. If you ever need air conditioning or heat help in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, go to the pros who have been at it for over 40 years. Total Maintenance. Sterling reputation. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys will do you right. Lucas and his crew are incapable of screwing you around. They're only going to do the service, repair, or replacement that is absolutely necessary. And diagnosing it, they're going to diagnose it right the first time. And because your heat or AC isn't working right, they react with a sense of urgency. They know you're inconvenienced. They move fast. Total Maintenance. If you need heat or air conditioning help in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. tm-ac.com. That's all you need to know. 3 data centers coming to the Shreveport area. Amazon's building 3 separate data centers in and around Shreveport, Bossier. Some are in Caddo, some are in Bossier across the Red River. You've got down the I-20 in Monroe, right outside of Monroe, Richland Parish, one of the poorest parish counties in America. Meta's building a $30 billion data center there. Amazon with 3 facilities totaling right now $12 billion. They're going to employ a few hundred folks. That's the only downside about these data centers. They consume a lot of electricity. They consume a lot of water. They don't employ a lot of people. After the construction jobs, they don't employ a lot of people. But a positive is they employ some people and they generate a lot of taxes. So hopefully the state reaps the benefits of these taxes. 94-year-old Dorothy Prevost, the mother of Tessie Prevost, has died. If you're a New Orleanian, black, white, whatever, this should be kind of common knowledge for a New Orleanian. You should know who the McDonough 3 are, and you should know who Ruby Bridges is. I think most people know who Ruby Bridges is. 1960, integrated William Frantz Elementary. You got that famous painting of Ruby Bridges, 6 years old. Well, the exact same day, 3 other 6-year-olds were integrating McDonough 19. Gail Etienne, Leona Tate, and Tessie Prevost. Now, what I don't understand, and this is throughout the history of this, and it's kind of like me saying we need to reimagine Bourbon Street. I've never heard a single other person in New Orleans, political leader, power broker, regular citizen, I've never heard anyone ever say this, and it just blows me away. Blows me away. It's like, really? No, reimagine Bourbon Street, satisfied with what it is, don't want to change it, don't want to make more money out of it, actually have credit card use, not just all cash, actually get the correct amount of tax dollars, make it better for everyone. I mean, there's a reason we don't go down there as locals. It's a toilet, you know? I mean, rare occasions, Mardi Gras, Super Bowl, something like that. Now, what blows me away, the McDonough 3 and Ruby Bridges, they deserve all the credit they've gotten and more. New Orleans really hadn't done them right. Like there should be more schools, streets, parks named after them. But what I don't get is how no one that I've ever heard talk about this says, hey, maybe we need to credit their parents. I mean, Lucille Bridges died just a few years ago, the mother of Ruby Bridges. I mean, Lucille Bridges and Ruby Bridges should have their name on streets, parks, buildings, both together. I mean, I'm not knocking the 6-year-olds. They deserve all the credit they get and more. But they were 6. They didn't make the conscious decision. Hey, Mom, Dad, I want to integrate William Franz Elementary. I think this racism stuff sucks. They were 6. They were 6 years old. They had no idea. Ruby Bridges talks about it going up the first day. I think it was like Mardi Gras. There was a big crowd. Where's the parade? No, Gail Etienne, Leona Tate, Tessie Prevost, Ruby Bridges, their parents deserve as much credit as the kids. The parents green-lighted the whole thing, said, yes, I'm going to allow my daughter to integrate these schools because it's important, the overall picture. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than my daughter, and my daughter's going to suffer from this crap. The McDonough 3, Gail Etienne, Leona Tate, and Tessie Prevost, especially. Tessie Prevost talked about, year 3 of this. Like, Mom, Dad, can I just go to a black school? Because I just get abused every day. I get teased every day. It's brutal. No, the parents deserve as much credit as the kids because they were the ones that made the adult decision to allow their children to go. Their children had no say in it, didn't understand the meaning of it, none of that. I'm blown away how the parents aren't credited. Just crazy. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Stick around. CD Consulting, checking if local shrimp at restaurants are actually local shrimp. You'll be surprised at the results.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe.
Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the Metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
Native son, great New Orleans. No, that's me.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
New Orleans native son. No, that's me. That's me, lady.
Want to have some fun tonight, especially if you don't speak Spanish. Check out Mario Brothers, a.k.a. Latinx. He'll be doing color tonight for the Spanish broadcast of the Pelicanos. Is it Pelicanos?
Pelicanos, yes, close enough.
That's on what, 105.7 FM?
105.7, yes, sir. 105.7 FM.
Oh, boy. Give me a little example of Zion Williamson sitting on the bench.
Ahí está Zion sentándose, no está jugando. Pero esta temporada está jugando más.
Oh, boy.
He's actually been, I got to say, man, he's on pace to play 60 games this year.
Yeah, wow.
You would feel the team's record would be better given that, but that's definitely something that has to be discussed. Going forward.
Trade him.
That's one part of the discussion.
Yeah, got to trade him. Got to trade him. Especially if you can get a starter in place of him.
Yes, for sure.
A young starter, that would be great.
Yeah, we'll see how it would go for him,
Hey, looking for dinner tonight? You can check out Mario doing the game as you drive across the causeway. You'll get a good 22 minutes of the game. That's how long it takes to cross the causeway. When you're driving by Lakeside Shopping Center on your left and you're approaching the Causeway Bridge, in 22 minutes, you'll be pulling into the parking lot at Trey Yen in Mandeville. There's no driving on the North Shore, right at the foot of the causeway. On your left, Trey Yen. On your right, Gallagher's 527. You can't go wrong at either place. They're both fantastic. I live on the South Shore. I make the trek across the lake at least once a week to Trey Yen or Gallagher's 527, at least once a week. I have a toll tag because I go so often. Instead of $6, I think it's $3.40. The toll tag's absolutely free. Plus, you blow right through the line. Mario, is there a worse toll booth anywhere than the Causeway? I mean, what are people talking about? What are they discussing? And what's the toll person doing talking with them?
Exactly.
Get going. I got a line of 8 people behind you. Get moving. These people just sitting there talking. I want a receipt. All this crap. It's like, really?
Yeah, say that for the bridge with your buddies.
Exactly. Geez and Pete's. The toll tag's the best. Toll tag lane, just blow through it at 15, 20 miles an hour.
I was about to say, I was always jealous of the people with the tag.
You can get it. It's free. I had Carlton Duffer show on the program about a month ago. They're eventually going to tear down that toll tag. What they're going to do actually is build like what you see like in Florida and other states, Texas, that big aluminum frame thing that, so it'll be this like big erector set aluminum frame where the lanes go through the slots, and it'll probably be like 5 or 6 lanes that you can go through. And it'll be in front of the existing building. And then they're going to, once that's green lit and they open that, they'll tear down that existing toll booth building with the little booths where a human being sits in there. It'll be all, electronic camera hitting the license plate, catching your toll tag,
Like in Florida.
wherever else, and you'll get billed. You'll get a bill in the mail or, something like that, just like in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer that than having to see it do at $3. Like,
No, I've done the, what is it, when you go to Orange Beach, you take that Baldwin Expressway. You just drive through it, and they send you a bill in the mail. And there's the state one where you have to stop and pay, or you have that Go Pass or whatever it is in Florida. But anyway, no, I've got a toll tag because I go to Treyen all the time. I sit at the bar, I bring a date, I go with friends and grab a table. One of the Wong brothers is always in there. It's usually Joe or Tommy. Frank's been in there lately. They're all gourmet chefs, all 5 of them. It's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine. It's Chinese food a level or 2 higher than you're used to on the South Shore or West Bank. 22 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center to the front door of Treyen in Mandeville. So damn good. I love Treyen. And by the way, when you're in Treyen, the seafood you eat is local. The shrimp you eat are local. CD Consulting, SCA-D, CD Consulting, went to Covington. They checked out 24 restaurants that claim to be serving local shrimp. I went into Lebanon's Cafe today on Carrollton. Right on the front door, it says, "We serve Gulf shrimp." Right on the front door. That's the law. Every restaurant is supposed to acknowledge where the seafood come from. Wherever you eat, they're supposed to tell you at the front door or in the menu itself. CD Consulting went to Covington. Pretty good score. 21 of 24 restaurants claiming to serve local shrimp were serving local shrimp. One was serving shrimp imported from Ecuador. The other was serving like farm-raised shrimp. So 21 to 24. And I know you're like, Corey, 87%, that's unacceptable. I might go to the ones that aren't serving it. Well, then don't go eat in Tampa, Florida. About a year ago, they went to Tampa, St. Pete. They went to 44 restaurants claiming to serve local shrimp. 42 of 44 that were claiming to serve local shrimp were not serving local shrimp. A 96% chance, 96% chance you're not going to get local shrimp at a Tampa restaurant claiming to serve local shrimp. That absolutely sucks. In Gulf Shores, Alabama, it's 43%. You're not going to get local shrimp when they claim it. Mobile, Alabama, it's 23%. And that's a pretty good percentage, actually. Fort Lauderdale's like Tampa, 89% chance in Fort Lauderdale. They're claiming you're getting local shrimp. Basically, 9 out of 10 chance you're not. They're just lying, 9 out of 10. Savannah, Georgia, 77% chance you're not going to get local shrimp. Jackson, Mississippi, 64%. This is sort of sad. Biloxi, Mississippi, 81% chance you're not going to get served local shrimp. In Biloxi, they went to, 36 of 44 did not have local shrimp. 36 of 44 restaurants claiming to serve local shrimp in Biloxi. 44 claimed that they're local shrimp. 36 were lying. 81%. Lafayette, 33%. Homa's as low as anywhere, 13%. Only 3 of 24 weren't serving local shrimp. Baton Rouge, 29%, 7 of 24. Alexandria, Louisiana, 13 of 24, 54%. Metairie, it was 4 of 24, pretty good, 17%. New Orleans, 3 of 24, 13%, as good as it gets. Slidell, 3 of 24, 13%, as good as it gets. So the best were Slidell, New Orleans, and Houma. Metairie wasn't too bad at 17%. Mobile, Alabama wasn't too bad at 23%. But boy, just about everywhere else, some are just obnoxious. I mean, Tampa, Florida, 96% chance. If they say you're getting local shrimp, you're not. Fort Lauderdale, 89% chance. Basically, 9 out of 10, you're going to get lied to. Just crazy. Savannah, Georgia, a nice restaurant city, almost 4 out of 5, 77% chance. 34 out of 44 restaurants lied, saying they're serving local shrimp, and they weren't. Just crazy. Biloxi, 81%, just egregious. I guess that's a lot of, I'm guessing, casinos and buffets. I mean, they're just buying a bunch of frozen stuff from wherever they can get it and throwing it out on the buffet line and doling it out.
That's disappointing. I spend a lot of time in Biloxi. So
It just sucks that people don't buy local shrimp, period. And when the law says you're required to say where the shrimp comes from and they claim it's local and it's not. I remember, this is so sinful. I'll never forget. I got ripped by a few guys. I was like, I think you need to go look in the mirror. It was the Louisiana Seafood Board president. His son was buying shrimp from Mexico and labeling them Louisiana shrimp. And I was doing editorials on Channel 26 and did an editorial. It's like, I know it's not the guy who runs the seafood board, but it's his son. And that is just not a good look for Louisiana. And it was funny. I showed up at the Champions Club at the Zurich Classic at the 18th hole where all those restaurants serve, and walk in, see about 5, 6, 8 people I know. Hey, Corey, hey, what's going on? Happy to see these people. One guy just doesn't say hello, just starts ripping me. And I was like, okay, I'm going on the air out on the deck promoting this place. And I'm going on in about 5 minutes. So I break in about 15. If you want to come out and have this discussion with me, then you can do it. And hey, good to see you. How are you? Like I said it like that and then walked off like, being rude, just attacking me, and then never came out and said anything to me, but sort of treated me like I could tell had like a bad attitude towards me for the next few years. But if you thought my pulse went up or I lost a second of sleep, much less a minute of sleep, you're delusional, because I was right. The Louisiana Seafood Board's president, his son, and it was like a family-owned business, so the president, maybe he was unaware of it, maybe he knew, I have no idea, but what a terrible look. Bringing in shrimp from Mexico, labeling them as locally Louisiana fresh-caught shrimp, and lying about it. And his dad's the head of the Louisiana Seafood Commission, the board. Crazy. And someone's going to yell at me about it for letting the cat out the bag? Really? Crazy. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, if you need a fence or an automatic gate in Metro New Orleans, that's East Bank, West Bank, North Shore River parishes. If you need a fence or an automatic gate for your home, your business, any property, you got to see the Fence Man. It's that simple. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com. TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com. A Tuesday afternoon edition of the program, 5 o'clock power hour. Are you going to check out the State of the Union tonight? If I'm home, I'll watch probably the beginning for a little while, and then I'll probably tune out. I will check social media. I will check news outlets, both conservative-leaning, left-leaning, News Nation kind of in the middle, and I'll catch the highlights. But reportedly that thing's going to be over 2 hours. Bill Maher on Friday's show was like, get rid of the State of the Union. Waste of time. Sergeant at Arms comes out and the President of the United States yells it like it's the King of England, and it's like 1850 or something. Everybody glad handing the president like they're just meeting him. They've never seen him before. It is a little crazy. There's no doubt. Hey, tired of your dry cleaner? Want to experience the best? A New Orleans institution since 1940. Tired of your dry cleaner? Want to experience the best? YoungsDryCleaning.com. That's all you need to know. Want to experience the best dry cleaner? YoungsDryCleaning.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For
49 years in a row. Ford F-150, #1 truck in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. Because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
That voice guy knows exactly what he's talking about with Gallagher's 527. Chef-driven delicacies. Pat Gallagher has been at it for like 50 years. Used to work with Roos Chris at Roos Chris Steakhouse. Great relationship with Larry LaRuth, Warren LaRuth's son. And it's Lent. Now, yes, Gallagher's has fantastic steaks, the prime New York strip sizzling in butter, the lamb chops, the quail, that mixed grill dish, outstanding. But you can get seafood gumbo and observe Lent. You can get turtle soup and observe Lent. I think turtle soup goes in that category. If it doesn't, then skip the turtle soup. They've got pompano and redfish and tuna, gulfish amandine, pecan-crusted catfish meuniere, bacon-wrapped shrimp, bacon-wrapped oysters, scallops. They've got so many great dishes. The crab meat St. Francis appetizer is as good of a crab meat appetizer as you will find anywhere in the world. Speaking of Larry LaRuth, Warren LaRuth, it's Warren LaRuth's recipe. And like Pat Gallagher says, this crab meat is the star. Full of jumbo lump crab meat. So damn good. No, it's Lent. Gallagher's 527 has you covered during Lent. You can get a wonderful meal. Crab meat St. Francis, the gumbo, pompano, redfish, tuna, gulfish amandine, pecan-crusted catfish, bacon-wrapped shrimp, bacon-wrapped oysters, scallops, and more. I'm missing some items. The seafood mirliton. I mean, who has stuffed mirliton at a restaurant in Metro New Orleans? Seriously, name the restaurant. I'd like to know. Gallagher's 527. Every day, it's not a special. It's a $10 side that, honestly, it should be like $15 because you can just see it. First off, it's a big side. It serves like 4 people. And you can just see the lump crab meat and the shrimp throughout that mirliton, the seafood mirliton. What a great side during Lent. at Gallagher's 527. The sweet potato casserole, I don't know if that's a side or dessert or candy. It is absolutely incredible. It's Lent. Gallagher's 527's got you covered in Mandeville. You know, I mentioned Trey Yen a few minutes ago. Trey Yen is one of the best seafood restaurants in Metro New Orleans, bar none. Obviously with a Chinese twist, but the Wong brothers embrace our local seafood bounty. Speckled trout, flounder, soft shell crabs, oysters, shrimp, crawfish. It's incredible. One of the best seafood restaurants. Trey Yen. Gorgeous day outside. Get outside and enjoy it. Mostly sunny, low 60s. Tomorrow morning, it's pretty much going to stay right where it is. Tomorrow morning, it'll be 58 when we wake up. And then tomorrow's high, 73 degrees, another gorgeous day. Thursday, 64 when we wake up, 76 is the high. Friday, 60 when we wake up, 74 is the high. Saturday, 58 when we wake up, 75 the afternoon high. Sunday when we wake up, 57, 76 is the afternoon high. All next week, 60s and 70s. Basically 60s and 70s, you know, high 50s at the coldest, really 60s to low to mid 70s for the next like week to 10 days. This outstanding, gorgeous, spring-like weather continues in Metro New Orleans. We've had some fantastic weather and not the usual amount of rain. Almost a continuation of kind of pseudo drought-like conditions. Not if you're driving down Claiborne's. Another water main break. They're still working on it. It looks like Claiborne, right now Claiborne is closed at Napoleon heading towards downtown. All three lanes. I mean, at Napoleon, it's fully blocked off. You go left on Napoleon and head over to Broad to keep traversing towards downtown. I guess you could go to the, Tulane Avenue if you want. You could go that Broad Street overpass off I-10. There's that Poydras exit. Puts you right on Poydras. Or you could head the other way towards the river and take that kind of continuation of Ferret, LaSalle. Well, I guess on Napoleon, it would be Ferret until Louisiana. And then you zigzag over to LaSalle, where it's a boulevard, and that'll take you into the CBD. Or go farther down Napoleon to St. Charles or Britannia or Magazine or Tchoupitoulas to get to the CBD. Or, I don't know, some of you sneaky folks might take, what would it be, Carondelet, a block or two in from St. Charles Avenue to get down there. Either way, the three lanes on Claiborne's at Napoleon are shut down and probably will be till Friday. No, they are ripping up major parts of the street. It's a catch-22. Do we want this? No. We had school closures yesterday, some not opening until 10, 11 o'clock. We had low pressure. We had boil water advisories for a lot of uptown, even the CBD, the French Quarter. Unacceptable. But the silver lining, trying to come up with something positive, they're ripping up massive parts of Claiborne right now. So they're fixing large pipes, not just Louisiana at Claiborne where the water main broke. They're fixing other parts. So when they fix them, there won't be any water leaking anymore. And then they're going to repave the road and it'll be smooth and not bumpy and crappy, and there won't be sinkholes. At least that's the thought. Keep your fingers crossed. It's a new administration. Helena Moreno, new city council. They seem very civic-minded. I'm not some fool. I don't get suckered in, New Orleans politics, Louisiana politics, atrocious. It's like the poster boy in the show is like John Alario. Just for like 45 years, a public official, just a hack, names the Alario Center, that facility in Avondale, after his dad. And I don't know his dad, but no one else does either. And there's nothing significant that his father ever did. He's just tossing his average Joe father, and I'm not knocking his dad, but he's an average Joe, and he tosses him a bone naming the Alario Center after him. It's obnoxious. They were supposed to build a soccer facility in Algiers. The Heitmeyer brothers had the legislation where it was going to be named after their father. Another average Joe, do-nothing nobody. You name it after like some war hero from Algiers that fought and died for us. You know, someone from Avondale, West Wego, the Hilario Center is named after him. Frank Smith, somebody who went to war and died for us. Or some hero that legitimately did something, you know, got bridges built, did something. John Hilario's dad is a nobody. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying he's an average Joe, a nobody. You don't name a public building after him because he's your dad, but that's John Hilario pulling the power, you know, gimmick. And the Heitmeyer brothers with the soccer stadium that's yet to be built, named after their father. Just the ego on these folks, just self-serving. You know, not civic minded, all about enriching themselves and their family. And like, well, Edwin Edwards does it. You know, all these other Bill Jefferson. You know, they just go with the, you know, like, what do you tell your kid? If little Billy was jumping off the bridge, you'd jump off the bridge too. You got to make right decisions, you know, and these people make wrong decisions. I mean, the list is endless. Cleo Fields, Bill Jefferson, Edwin Edwards, John Hilario, the Heitmeyer brothers, C. Ray Nagin, just goes on and on. Mark Morial. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's obnoxious. We just settle for losers, people that we elect, and they sell us out. They don't give a crap about us, and we accept it. I mean, you can talk to people right now in New Orleans. Man, if Mark Morial was mayor, we'd be doing great. Man, talk to people in Louisiana. If Edwin Edwards was governor, we wouldn't have this problem. It's like those people led us to the problems we have. No, finally, we have someone civic-minded as mayor in Helena Moreno. You know, I'm not tight with Helena. I'm not friends with her. We don't go have drinks. I don't call her and discuss life. But I've known her for like 25 years when she was a reporter and an anchor at Channel 6. And I know what kind of person she is. And she's married, and her husband do pretty well. So they're not out to enrich themselves or their friends. You know, when she went to the Mardi Gras in D.C. and spoke to Donald Trump, trying to extend FEMA money, Trump was like, she's great. Trump was praising her. She flew there, and the hotel room, all of it was paid for with campaign funds or private donations, not taxpayer money. I mean, C. Ray Nagin, I'm out to dinner with my wife. Somebody will walk up and ask me about the city. All of a sudden, I'm putting on the city credit card. I'm doing mayor's work. I mean, just looking for an excuse to get a free meal. But besides being petty, it's totally pathetic and worthless, selfish, not civic-minded, not working for us. I mean, get that through your head, New Orleans and Louisiana. These elected officials work for us. We're their boss. They're not elected officials and there's some, oh, wow, it's a celebrity, and let them do whatever the hell they want. It's pathetic. Got to do better than that. No, with Helena Moreno, with most of the people she's appointed, the city council, there aren't a lot of people there that are out to enrich themselves or set up friends and family. They're either already successful and in a lot of cases sacrificing. They could be doing better, making more money in the private sector, doing what they do. So, no, I have at least that confidence. I'm not going to sit here and go, man, Helena Moreno is going to turn the city around. We're going to be like Nashville and Austin within 6 months. But at least I'm confident she's not out to enrich herself or set up friends and family. She won't be going on junkets once a month, every 6 weeks to international destinations, claiming to be like a, hurricane or water management expert. It's a joke. I mean, you're going to trust Junket Cantrell on that kind of stuff? She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's taking free trips and bringing along flunkies from her office with her. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not north of $1 million spent in her 8 years doing that kind of crap. And then going out to dinner on the city dime and buying a lot of alcohol on the city dime and staying at the Pontalba apartment because she's having personal problems at home and dating a police officer. Just obnoxious, No pride, no honor, just self-absorbed, selfish, petty, and just pathetic. No, we don't have to worry about that. We've jettisoned that. That's no longer around anymore, and that's positive. That's a good thing. Again, all we can hope for is that she's like, Drew Brees, like a home run hitter, and transforms the city and gets us going in the right direction, and it's real, and we inevitably get to that point where we are like Austin or Nashville economy-wise. One day it's going to happen, New Orleans. One day it's going to happen, Louisiana. We're going to look back and go, man, these decades, 4+ decades, how did we allow this crap to happen? One day we're going to turn the corner. No, at least there's hope and expectation, where before there was none of that. Now, that's what you get when you have elected officials that are actually civic-minded and work for us. It's pretty refreshing. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Yeah, you're right. The 5 o'clock power hour continues. Incredible day, incredible evening. Temperatures around 60.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the Metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
I got a to-go order from Lebanon's Cafe today for lunch because it's that good. Lamb chops, shish kebab, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn in the Carrollton neighborhood of Uptown near the River Bend. They're open till 9:30 tonight. Get there for dinner, Lebanon's Cafe. Speaking of the River Bend, this is a news release that just came out on March 6th. That's like next week. Brightson's restaurant will celebrate its 40th anniversary. Marna and Frank Brightson are deeply grateful to their suppliers, staff, and guests who have made this milestone celebration possible. 40 years. Unbelievable. In that Creole cottage on Dante Street, about 50 feet off Aleek Avenue, River Road. On Friday, March 6th and Saturday, March 7th, Brightson's will be offering a special menu option entitled A Celebration of the Season, featuring fresh local items such as crawfish, Ponchatoula strawberries, oysters, red snapper from the Gulf of Mexico, all prepared in the Brightson's manner. Our regular menu will also be available. We're also happy to announce extended hours on Friday and Saturday nights. We'll accept reservations from 5 p.m. until 9:30. Our hours on the other days remain 5 to 8:30. Please call 504-861-7610. Call them and get a reservation. 504-861-7610. Tuesday through Saturday after 10 a.m. for reservations. Chef Frank Brightson is also proud to announce that his new cookbook, Color of Flavor, will be released in early summer. Chef Frank partners with his dear friend Ricky Thomas of Blue Runner Foods, project manager Lane Starr, photographer Rami Caruso, Gage Burke, and the artistic team of Brand Society, Chef Nick Cook and James Pierce, to create a treasured collection of recipes and recollections from a 50-year career in New Orleans' finest Creole kitchens. More like 60 years, 55 years. That's incredible. 40 years, March 6th, Brightson's in the Riverbend, 40 years. You know, I know nothing. I'm just saying, Frank and Marna, they're older than me. They've been at it in that Creole cottage for 40 years in their own restaurant. Frank worked for K. Paul's, worked under Ella Brennan at Commanders. I don't think Frank Brightson's going to be doing this in 10 or 15 years from now. These great places, a bunch of them are on my best of New Orleans list. They're not going to be around here forever, you know? I think of like Irene's. Irene's older than me. Nicholas, her son's a little younger than me. They've been at it for decades and decades. I don't know if Irene's is going to be around in 10, 15 years from now. Take advantage of it. In its prime, as good as it gets. Bayona, Susan Spicer, same thing. A little older than me. I don't know if she's going to be around, if Bayona is going to be around in 10 or 15 years with Susan Spicer as the head chef, as the main influencer. Take advantage of these places, these frou-frou places, Michelin guide stuff, food people writing about, friends with the chef, all that kind of stuff, writing up their little place. I got a reputation. I got to stand by my name. My name is all I've got. I send you to Gallagher's 527 and tell you about Pat Gallagher, the Wong brothers at Trey Yen, and it's not right. It's not excellent. I mean, I'm selling this stuff is on a 1 to 10 scale, and 11. The places I just mentioned, and 11, all of them. Gallagher's, Trey Yen, Irene's, Bayona, Brightson's. Brightson's restaurant could be in any city in America, any city in the world, and it would be one of that city's best restaurants. It's not good. It's not very good. It's excellent. It's exceptional. No, I'm fired up. I'm going to book a reservation. I'll be there next Friday or Saturday night for sure. And crawfish specials, that could mean the crawfish etouffee. That could mean the crawfish spring roll. That could mean the crawfish and corn soup. Just outstanding. As good as it gets. No, fired up for Frank Brightson and his wonderful wife, Marna. 40 years on Dante Street in that Creole cottage. I mean, think about that. What a legacy. 40 years of an excellent restaurant that is consistent each and every night. Never a bad meal, ever. Never. They wouldn't put it out unless it's excellent. It's amazing. There's so many restaurants that are good and even very good, but inconsistent. You don't know what you're getting, and it's disappointing. Makes you not want to go back. Like, am I going to get that not good meal that I had, or am I going to get the great meal that I get? With Brightson's, you never have to worry about that. 40 years of excellence. Exceptional. No, book a reservation. So damn good. Love Brightson's. And Frank Brightson and Marna are just wonderful people. Frank's just a proud New Orleanian, loves New Orleans. I mean, he and I hit it off right away decades ago because he went to De La Salle and he went to LSU like me. And that was like the first thing he mentioned. De La Salle, LSU boy, just like me. I'm like, it's like, how can you not like that guy, And then just such a yatty, true New Orleanian, humble. I mean, absurdly successful. James Beard award-winning chef, like as good as it gets in America, and humble, like just like he's a grill cook or something. No, just the creativity, the stuff he makes. I mean, every time I'm in there, I'm getting the chicken and andouille gumbo. You know, unless it's that crawfish and corn soup. Maybe I'll get that. Sometimes it's seafood gumbo. Like right now, it's Lent. I guarantee you the chicken and andouille gumbo is not on the menu at Brightson's because it's Lent. They're doing seafood gumbo. And it's going to be chock full of shrimp and oysters and crab meat. It's going to be off the charts. Frank Brightson created it. Now I get the speckled trout with the jumbo lump crab meat and the Meunier sauce. It's not heavy. It's a light Meunier sauce, but buttery and lemony and just so flavorful. I mean, the little things like green beans and potatoes are just outstanding at Brightson's. So congratulations to Frank Brightson and his wife, Marna. 40 years at that Creole cottage on Dante Street. And they've got that little like Dante Street shopping center right there on Leak Avenue on River Road. Plenty of parking. Like you park in that modern, strip mall parking lot. And right behind it is that 100-plus-year-old Creole cottage where Brightson's is located. So about a 40-foot walk, 50-foot walk, anyone can make that. No, unbelievable. Got to take advantage of these places, New Orleans, because you never know how long they're going to be around. Here today, maybe gone tomorrow. And you're like, God, why'd they close? They were excellent. They were great. I mean, I miss places like Manditch on St. Claude, China Blossom on the West Bank, Ugle Sitches in Central City. I mean, that's 3 places I was there like once a week or every other week. Ugle Sitches, Antony and Gale, fantastic. The Manditch on St. Claude, like in the hood across from like the tire repair shop. As good as it gets. China Blossom on the West Bank. It's a bunch of Trey Yen disciples. No, you never know when these places aren't going to be around anymore. Take advantage of them. See you tomorrow. Wide Open Wednesday, 4 o'clock. Be here.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333.
Mario, tell Blue Boy
also
to be
on
quiet.
YouTube, on radio at
Blue.
NovaTalk 93.9 FM,
Down, buddy.
WSLA New Orleans.
It's
Good,
6
Good
p.m.
boy. Good boy.